Hi everyone, I'm back again. And today I'm going to be doing the Synastry chart between Michelle Williams and Heath Ledger. And as always, I'm bringing in the asteroids because without them, the story wouldn't be complete. And there's mythology here. And that's something the planets alone can't capture. So I'm going to get started. Michelle's sun, Alma, Deprez, and Snow all conjunct Heath's north node. So she was like a guiding light, a soulful guiding light on his path, because her sun is holding hands with Alma, and Alma means soul. And he brought soul into the relationship as well because his psyche is conjuncting her ascendant. There's also Snow and Deprez conjuncting his north node, and that adds another layer. It adds the layer of addiction and depression. And that was really part of the theme for him in the relationship between the two of them. Now, her Anteros conjuncts his sun, and this has the energies of mutual love, equal and deeply felt. And she said it too, because Mercury is a thinking and talking planet, and her Mercury conjuncts his Agapanor. And Agapanor is the energy of unconditional love and pure devotion. Now, also, between the two of them, there's this bonded desire because his union as Bolus and Lilith conjuncts her north node. So the theme of the relationship for her was this union that was based on sexual intimacy and secrets, mysteries, taboos, and like I said, a strong sexual bond between the two of them. But the secrets, the mysteries, the taboos, that's something that she couldn't quite figure out about him. And there was this mystery that she just couldn't quite put her finger on. Now, his Don Quixote and Jupiter conjuncts her Venus and descendant. So she saw him as the love that she always dreamed of because her Venus is conjuncting her descendant. And when you have that placement in your natal chart, you tend to look for a true love, the true love that you dream about and that is just seems very romantic. And she thought, like I said, she thought that she found that with him because his Don Quixote and Jupiter is conjuncting her descendant. And that has to do with the impossible dream. And it's an idealized fantasy. And because Jupiter is there, it magnified the illusion, making it harder to let go. Now, they also have a Venus trine Mars double whammy. So this coincides with the North Node, Lilith, and Union conjunction. And the sexual chemistry was mutual between the two of them. And it's validated also because his Pluto is overlaying into her 8th house. And that's very strong for sexual attraction. It's almost like an addiction. It's really hard to let go of a relationship when someone's Pluto is overlaying into your 8th house. Now, his Nemesis and Boda conjuncts his north node and her sun. So this bond that they had between the two of them was really shadowed by sneaky betrayal. But what is the sneaky betrayal? It wasn't another woman. It was addiction. That was his mistress, and she was losing him to this. That's the cruelest betrayal. Someone being there for you physically, but emotionally, they're emotionally gone. And this is also validated by his Neptune squaring her moon and his Neptune squaring her sun. So there's confusion, illusion, emotional absence, and she couldn't reach him. With his Neptune squaring her sun, he might be deceptive towards her, which would coincide with the Nemesis energy. And she will either distrust him or be suspicious of him in a way. And it's like trying to figure him out is like staring into the sun, trying to see Neptune more clearly. Now, his Apophis, Deprez, Magion, and Snow, again, here comes Snow, all conjuncts her IC, and the asteroid Jason. So I'll break this down because now we're starting to get into the Greek mythology with Jason and Medea. So Apophis conjuncting her IC, this brings chaos and ruin. Magion here casts a magic spell, a strange spell, and he left behind wonder, but also wreckage. Now, your IC is where your inner child lives, and it's your inner sanctuary. And so his chaos, it was devastating to her because Jason, that asteroid, is right on her IC. It's conjuncting her IC. So in his natal chart, he has Jason conjuncting his Venus, which is the love planet. So now I'm getting into the golden curse. In Greek mythology, Jason sought the golden fleece, the prize of glory and salvation. But it came with a curse. It came with betrayal, death, and sorrow. So Heath Ledger's fame was his golden fleece. That was his golden fleece, was fame, and it became a curse. The thing that made him, and then the thing that crushed him. And now we're getting into the Medea archetype. I think I did say that Jason and Medea were married, right? If I didn't, they were married, and he wanted the golden fleece, like I said, the prize of glory and salvation, and she was married to him, and she was loyal, but he checked out. He checked out emotionally, and he went to be with another woman. But in this case, like I said before, it wasn't another woman. It was his addictions. So now I'm getting to the Medea archetype. His Saturn, his Medea, and Melancholia conjuncts her vertex. This was karmic. Saturn brought restraint, maturity, a coldness, or a restriction, because Medea wants revenge. But Saturn is there and saying, no. Saturn put the kibosh on that. And his melancholy is there, and that has to do with grief. And this relationship was filled with grief after he was gone, and that's what he brought into the relationship. Because whatever conjuncts your vertex from the other person is a fated point, and the energies will be strong. So Michelle didn't become Medea. Now in Greek mythology, Medea kills her children to punish Jason for betrayal, and this didn't happen. Obviously, mythology doesn't play out literally, not all the time. It has a lot of energies and dynamics that mirror the mythology in a way that's very coincidental in some ways. The energies are there, and the people come together and play out that myth it can be in different forms depending on the energies associated with other aspects in the chart, if that makes sense. So in this case, she chose differently. She did not choose vengeance or revenge. She chose healing, because her Reiki conjuncts his Venus and Jason. Now, Venus is in Pisces, so she brought healing to him. And he saw her as safe, forgiving, soulful. But Venus in Pisces can be foggy. And Reiki amplified this savior dynamic. So she may have believed that she could rescue him. Now, in the end, Jason dies alone. He was crushed by the ship that made him a hero. And Heath Ledger, he died in his sleep as well, crushed by fame, pressure, and pain. Now, also, if his birth time is correct, his Atahualpa conjuncts his vertex. And Atahualpa has the energies of not compromising or not giving in, but it also has the energies of addiction, specifically cocaine. And that is what he attracted into his orbit. Now, her angel and Humpty Dumpty conjuncts his vertex. She was the angel who couldn't stop his fall. He shattered, and she couldn't put him back together again. So in the end, their story wasn't just a tragedy. It was almost like a lot of this mythology became real, but she tried to save him, but couldn't. And by her not choosing revenge, she chose a different ending. She chose grace through free will and transformation. So that's the whole story I have with these two, and I hope you enjoyed this interpretation, and I will be back again with other Synastry charts. So like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. Have a nice day.